So maybe we could turn now to some of the newer songs that you've written. You play with two bands. One is called the Beltinška Banda, and one is Mali Bogovi. Could you tell us about the two different bands?
Yes, actually, when I split with my previous rock band Martin Krpan in 1991, actually, after we opened for Bob Dylan in Ljubljana, I said, "This is heaven. We can we can't go further." I'm kidding, but actually we split. So by that time I was I met those guys from my town, the old folk music, traditional musicians from my hometown. I joined them, and they already were Beltinška Banda. I joined them. They were something like Buena Vista Social Club in 80s, in 70s, you know. When I joined them, the bass player was already 85 or something, yeah. And I started to search for the pearls from my home region, you know, from my hometown, and I enjoyed immensely, you know, being with them, you know, playing with them, drinking with them, you know, talking to them, you know, because they're so rich people. They are so full of humor, the black humor, you know, really incredible. I mean, I like a new world opened for me when I met them. You know, we were kidding, joking all the time, you know. And then they didn't have a bad word for no one, a bad idea, bad energy, nothing, you know. And they were not young and beautiful and healthy, you know. They were not, you know. They were older and they had their problems probably, but they were so good, and the music was charming. Everybody, you know, when we started to work, you know, people were, "What's that? It's so fun. It's so strange," you know. I mean, even some people from professionals from music. What kind of music? The folk music should not be played in such a way, you know, and a little bit of criticism in the beginning. But then afterwards, they saw that everybody saw that this is a really big charm, and we filled the greatest halls in Ljubljana. You know, I mean, we played everywhere. You know, we played small places, you know, in the middle of nowhere to the prestigious National Hall, Concert Hall, and everything, and recorded things. And we were on Vomex Festival in Brussels, the biggest world music festival. Actually, we were there playing. We played some jazz festivals in Austria and so, you know. What did you ask me actually?
So the Beltinška Banda, that's the older band.
Oh yeah, two bands. Yeah, this was the older band. Yeah, the older band. Then I didn't quit composing my own music. So with Miro Tomasini we kept on, and we actually made another rock band, which was not so hard as a previous one, Mali Bogovi, you know, and playing with these and that band. But when we played the real big stages, I connected both things, you know, because with the old guys we also played, you know, we played traditional music, but then we played Iggy Pop, we played Bob Dylan, we played Rolling Stones, and, you know, in such a funny way, but it was great, you know. And this young band, I started to, you know, to suggest, you know, to open itself a little bit more to traditional, you know, to traditional sounds, to traditional way of. And so on the big stages, we are actually, everybody is on stage, and we are 15, 16, something like that now by the time, and it's really actually what I really wanted. Now I see that that's what I want. I didn't know that I wanted, but now I see that I wanted it.
It's interesting that in the bands you play with, you have people from their 20s up through their 80s performing with you.
Yeah.
And then you also have fans from all different age groups, from all different socioeconomic groups,
yeah,
from different countries, of course. But what do you think it is about your music that has this appeal that grandparents and teenagers alike all love it, and they feel, I think they see it as a sort of Slovene national music? What do you think that is, or when did you first have a sense that you were having a pan-generational outreach?
It is maybe not for me to to try to find the answers on such a complex question, but I know that with the old guys we played traditional music in a different, okay, everything is different, but but in a, let's say modern way. I don't like this word, but we played in a rock way, rock and roll way. I really found blues in those guys, And when I play with the rock band, with the younger guys, I also have this kind of, this touch of soil, touch of also some kind of blues, let's say. I have to say that our music from our region is also a little different, much different than the music from the center of Slovenia. We are only minors, we are more bluesy. We have blue note, music, much sadder, and we have problems when we make a setup. We don't have happy songs, one or two, so we can't do random, All our songs are, Si sol and si veli, very sad, very melancholy. So, this deepness in music and art. It comes slower, but it comes to the audience. I mean, everybody, the audience, even the younger, they are happy, but then they're happy. They put on happy music at 8 o'clock, at 9 o'clock on a parties at 12 o'clock, but at 3 o'clock, there comes something more deeper and sadder, and it's in everyone, So I think we opened some windows to these feelings.
Maybe you could read for us and then play for us one of the newer songs, maybe Abel and Cain?
Abel and Cain. The shades have melted into night, but sleep comes slowly. And when morning rears its head, they'll be lurking beside me once more. Now your letter corrodes my dreamless sleep. I treasure it under the pillow, sleepless as day breaks. We were not meant to be. We were like Abel and Cain. Perhaps in the next world, our wars will be elsewhere. Take me with you, woven into your thoughts. Our dreams lashed there already, like the weathered wooden meal to the river. Sometimes the earth shakes before it calms. Sometimes the white-skinned birch trees weep before pain. We were not meant to be. We were like Abel and Cain. Perhaps in the next world, our wars will be elsewhere. Zdaj tvoje pismo
you've had a career that spans many decades now, many albums, many books of poetry. Your first major band was Martin Karpan. At what point in your career did you feel like you were really making it as a musician and this would be the focus of your career?
Well, I joined that band. They already had two albums, LPs, but then we gave out, we recorded the most popular one, actually, Guernica Editions, and it was regular album, but it seemed like it's the greatest hits, you know. So every song was very popular, you know.
Now,
every song on the album.
Odvišine se zvrti, Vertiginous from the Height.
Yeah.
That's really the love anthem of Slovenia.
Yes,
and it's still enduring in popularity. You recorded a sort of punk version of it with the popular band Siddhartha, and it works beautifully that way too.
Yeah.
But it's still still the song that most people would play at their wedding, for example.
Yeah.
What's it like to have written a song that the entire population of Slovenia probably knows by heart and can sing along to?
You know, this album we recorded back in 87 or 88, you know, and it was quite a different time now than now. Now, you know, now the single, the song comes out and it's a hit, and in 10 minutes, you know, much more radio stations, and even not stations, even bigger net is internet, you know, and everything. But then, Odvišine se zvrti, it needed 1 year to become a hit, you know. As I said, maybe this is slow coming, train slow coming. Most of these songs of mine are slow coming, you know, slow coming ones. So it needed 1 year, you know. So that quite late, much later, I discovered that it's a song which means a lot to a lot of people, you know. Much later, it's like with the translation. When you have your poem translated, then you see that it really has some, you know, that it's something more in it, you know. So with the song, when you see the cover version that someone else plays it, you know, everyone can play his songs, you know. But when someone else plays your song, then you see that it must be something. It touched them, otherwise they wouldn't play it. So when I first noticed these cover versions, then I see that it's, you know, that it means something. But when we brought out this album, I saw that by that time we really filled everything. We played everywhere in Slovenia, you know. Sometimes when I come to the United States, they ask me, 2 million people, you know, are you playing Manhattan all your life? I said, actually, yes, you know. But we really played everywhere, because it was like, it's like, you know, comparing Beatles and Rolling Stones, you know. Beatles songs are for everyone. Rolling Stones songs are not quite for everyone, you know. And we were almost for everyone with Martin Karpan. I mean, it was rough. It was not sleazy. It was not, you know, it was not calculating to some part of audience, you know, calculating how to calculate to get, absolutely not. But it had some magic in it that everyone liked it, you know, actually, you know. Young, old did not like them. They liked them, you know. So when we brought out this album, I knew that probably it was, you know, that maybe I will live with music, you know. Maybe I will live out of music, you know.
So let's have you read maybe one more song that was during the Martin Karpan period. Which one will you choose?
I know, if we're not, okay, we talk about Odvišine se zvrti, maybe I could do Still Time, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, Still Time, because I can play it then.
Sure.
If you want. Still Time. The sparkle in my eye I renounced for sand. For bricks I sold my face. My shadow I exchanged for land, and took in dogs to pass the time. Now I live in this quiet house, this golden house of mine. I open the door only to those who bring me fresh eggs, and take away my trash. I still have time to learn whether I should stay or go. One day I might tear down this fence. Perhaps one day I might leave. A new face will breathe with this house. A new pair of glimmering eyes, while only dogs remain. I still have time to learn whether I should stay or go. I still have the time to learn the ways of right and the forbidden. Does the clouded sky hold the answer? Lesk v očeh, zamenjal sem za pesek. Za opeko prodal sem svoj obraz, svojo senco za 500 kvadratov in nabavil nekaj psov, da krajšajo mi čas. Zdaj živim v tej hiši, svoje zlati hiši. Vrata odpiram le še tistim, ki prinašajo mi sveža jajca in odnašajo smeti. Še je čas, da izvem, kaj je bolje, naj ostanem ali grem. Še je čas, da izvem, da ostanem ali grem. Morda kdaj pobel po ograjo, sem selil po obraz z novimi iskrivimi očmi. Isti ostanejo le psi. Še je čas, da izvem, kaj je bolje, naj ostanem ali grem. Še je čas, da izvem, kaj je prav in kaj ne smem. Aj zdalo mi bo oblačno nebo. Thanks.
Vlado, thank you so much for your time.
Take care, Noah.
Pass me the book for a second.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time for this interview. You'll be playing some performances in the US in November 2012. You can check out Vlado's website, kreslin.com, for more details. And I highly recommend Instead of Whom Does the Flower Bloom? Selected Poems of Vlado Kreslin, published by Guernica Editions. Thank you very much, Vlado.
Thank you. Thank you, Noah.